Hey, Leia, Dash Rindar here. Got the resistance call for help with the special code. This is kind of embarrassing. I had my comm link in one of the pouches in my shoulder pads, and I just got the comm link out, and here it is several months later. So, anyway, hope you're doing well. I'll talk to you soon. Ooh, Rambo's calling.
Hello there! Welcome to another episode of the Star Wars Minute. It's your daily podcast where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate The Last Jedi 1 minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson from alexrobinson.fun.
I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
And it's just us, of course, closing out the season with just the two main guys. Ready to talk about minute 149 of the film. Minute 149 is a sea of digital artists, countless names, and then luckily it does end on senior trainee dressing props Tom Sherm. Senior trainee dressing props Tom Sherm. I'm not sure what that. I'm sure people who are in the biz, they know what that.
Yeah. That's the thing, and I don't know. There are too many credits. Like, there's people who, there's one coming up that it's like the guy who, it's like the head of sales department of a company that provided something got listed in here, and I'm like, that's not, like, you didn't really, I know we want to include everybody, and everybody deserves a tip of that. But in a world where we have IMDb and stuff, like, we don't need to list everybody here.
Well, couldn't you say, well, what's the harm in it? Like, it's just one tiny line, and it's like, who cares? The credits could be half an hour long. What difference does it make? Most people just walk in.
I sit and watch them. And,
okay, so.
And, because I like to know who was responsible for making the movie, but also, like, I don't need to know
for this.
Who was responsible, who's the department, the sales department head for a company that provided XYZ, I don't need to know who made the coffee. Like, I get it. Like, you can tout that all you want on your own website, and we have IMDb for all that stuff, but, like, we don't have to list everybody here.
I want Lucasfilm to hire you to be the person to tell everyone that they're not going to make the
well, it's not just Lucasfilm, it's everybody, it's
yeah, but I mean in general, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
It's an endemic problem.
So we've got two sections here of credits that I've got my Pete's, and I've got the curious not Pete's. What do you want to hear about?
Let's do the Pete's first. That seems appropriate.
Okay. Let's see. We've got. I rarely do this on the show, but I want to call attention to your hat. I've just noticed it. Sorry, I wanted to say before I forgot. You're wearing your Imperial Officer hat, so it's like the hat, but it has like the chest emblem of like a Grand Moff Tarkin. Right.
So yeah. Anyway, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt. Let's hear the list of the Pete's and what they did.
No, that's good. I've got. Let's see. I'll go from the bottom up. We're reversing things here. Supervising dressing props. Weren't you just talking about that?
Uh-huh.
Got Peter Watson. Post-production finance manager Mike Peters. I'll let you in. It's plural.
It's got multiple Peters. That should be even extra.
Well, we'll see. We've got the finalizing department. Should have read him last. Wonder if
it's the Star Destroyer, the finalizer.
Must be. Peter Machuca. Depth department.
I'm sorry, depth?
The depth department.
Depth, DEPTH.
Department.
Wow, is this like a 3D visual effects thing?
I don't know. Oh, it might have been under the, let's see. Anyway, that was Peter Neubauer. Peter C. Neubauer, visual effects artist? I don't know. He's listed as on IMDb. He's listed as visual effects artist Pete C. Neubauer, but under saw him in the credits as depth department Pete Neubauer. So, I don't know what his deal is.
That seems like a great name for a movie unto itself. Depth department. It's hard to say.
Oh, I think I meant Neubauer. Neubauer is a pretty good name for a movie too. It seems like it would be like a, like an indie film about a guy.
Neubauer seems like if you couldn't afford, if you like a knockoff name in a movie where you couldn't say the name of a clothing brand, so you just called it Neubauer.
Neubauer.
It sounds like kind of like a couple of different, like Eddie Bauer or
New Balance and Eddie Bauer.
Yeah,
when they merged, they become Neubauer.
They're a child.
What was that movie where
The Toy?
No, where Ben Stiller played kind of like a schlub. It was a
like
Baumbach movie.
Yeah.
Greenberg? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Neubauer would be like a Greenberg.
Neubauer Greenberg.
And then first and last, rather, in the Pete's, Pete Panton.
Pete Pantone
was a pre-viz, post-viz artist for the Third Floor, who did the visualizations for this movie, and most notably Third Floor, company created by veterans of the visual effects department at Lucasfilm for episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, including my friend Eric, who has been on the show multiple times.
Former guest commentator.
That's his company. He and a bunch of guys who had worked on the Third Floor of the Lucasfilm Ranch, doing previs stuff for episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Then they started their own company called the Third Floor. Now they do every movie. You go to see a movie that has anything in it, and you'll see visualizations or previs or postviz by the Third Floor.
Does that mean he personally works on a lot of things, where the company has grown to such a degree that they are now just...
Yeah, they're huge.
Okay.
And so, but they,
Well, good for him.
Yeah, I always see them, and I never see him listed on anything. He's the one, he spent most of the last decade working on Game of Thrones, so he doesn't get to be on movie credits as much. He was focusing on that. And
awesome.
So those are my Pete's for this minute.
The 3 Pete's.
Well, we have more than that, but we got a few. I've got some improbably named credits. You wanted to drop your trivium here about Luke Skywalker?
Oh, sure. Yes, Luke Skywalker. So people who were listened yesterday will know that this is the first movie in which a character does not say in English.
In basic.
Yeah, excuse me. I have a bad feeling about this. Some allege that Poe Dameron's droid BB-8 says it to Poe Dameron, which is why Poe Dameron says, "Come on, guy, happy beeps," or whatever like that. I don't like this personally. I'll leave my.
I don't like that people yelled at us for not knowing that when it's not said in English and it's not subtitled. So get off our case. We're doing our best. Come on. We've done over 1,000 of these.
But apparently in the German translation of the film, when on Achtu, when Luke is explaining the history with Kylo Ren, instead of saying Han was Han about it, that he says Han had a bad feeling about it.
Oh, interesting.
That is an interesting. I kind of like that. I think the line is better as is in the English version.
Yeah,
because I think it's more strongly evokes like your knowledge of Han Solo. Like if you know Han,
Han.
Yeah, if you know Han. But I can see an argument.
Johan Santana pitched a no-hitter for the Mets. That was the headline of the papers the next day. No Han. Yes.
Yeah. So
I like it.
So I'm not sure. I could see on the other, like, if I peer into the mirror, into the multiverse, I could see us in a different universe being like, oh, remember when he said, oh, that the Han didn't want to do it because he had a bad feeling about it? That was just so corny. And so,
Well, I like it as
but
if him kind of almost like rolling his eyes at it. Like that seems adding a layer of, kind of Mark Hamill
yes,
sarcasm to it. I like that.
like he's quoting Han saying
Right.
he had a bad feeling about it.
Right. I thought you were going to say, instead of saying this isn't going to go the way you think, that Luke said, I have a bad feeling about this. And I was like, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
But I do like, I like the Han had a bad feeling about it.
Okay. Another different, and I know you started reading the novelization at some point, or
it's still, I know as soon as we finish the season and I clean up my studio, I will find the novelization.
You'll be the one.
Then I'll have lots. I'll be like, oh man, did you know that this happened?
Well, apparently, I guess we have talked about the fact that the novelization features Luke Skywalker sort of fantasizing about what his life would have been like had he remained on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And I guess particularly he winds up with Cammy.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I guess one detail I did not know about is that in that fantasy world, all of the native Tatooiners have been exterminated.
Really?
Yeah, that's according to this thing I stumbled across on the internet, which is funny because
I don't remember that.
It maybe it was just like a casual offhand thing where but what I think is cool about that is that it's almost like if Luke hadn't become a Jedi and intervened in events, that eventually Darth Vader would have had all them exterminated because he hates them so much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so, or you could just look at it as you could look at it as just a general imperial, genocide where these things were
right, but with a specific
right.
bent.
But which is weird because I don't imagine, does Luke know that? If this is Luke's imagination, does Luke know that Darth Vader would have hated native Tatooiners? Like, is this something? Was this information? It's hard to imagine in his diary being like, "I killed all the sand people today. I killed them like animals."
But then he has become one with the Force and was a Force ghost. So maybe he was like, "Yeah, you know what? Here's where it went bad." Like, because he's got to have like hung out and asked him after after Return of the Jedi. He's got to have been like, "So, like, what?" And now that you're back, like what made you go to the dark side? And he's like, you know what part of it was?
That's interesting. So that raises a whole, would he have had the awareness to be like, you know what, looking back at it, I think that was the first time. Or probably would have been something like totally unrelated, like, oh, it was something in the dorms, the Jedi Council, when like, Kit Fisto embarrassed him in front of everyone. And that was really what pushed
his
him.
Jedi pants fell down.
Yeah, exactly.
I think here's a proposal for a new low budget Disney Plus series.
Yes.
Just, like post Return of the Jedi Luke, because you got one. You got like a CGI model for one. And did that the guy that deep faked him and did like the new version of did you hear that? Remember the guy who made like the better, quote unquote, better version of Luke Skywalker for the end of the Mandalorian. And that went around the internet. That was viral, and they hired that guy.
Yeah.
So get Jedi Luke Skywalker, post Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, and Anakin, Force Ghost Anakin, and have just a series of conversations. Just have the two of them. It would be like between two ferns, but like them sitting down somewhere, maybe on Endor, maybe on Ahch-To, or I don't know. Where was Luke's Jedi Temple? Was it on Ahch-To?
No, it was not. He went there to hide.
Right.
I don't remember where.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. I don't remember whether. So just have it be, as he's doing stuff, he comes down and talks to Anakin every once in a while, and it's like, so what happened? Where did it go wrong?
So wait, so Luke is not a Force ghost, or Luke is a Force ghost?
No, Luke is not a Force ghost. Yeah, Luke is post Return of the Jedi, pre Force Awakens, pre Kylo Ren, post Return of the Jedi.
Well, I was gonna say you could totally make it like a talk show format and have Luke interviewing other Force ghosts. You could do Anakin one time, you could do Obi-Wan a different episode. I mean, you got you got Mace Windu, you got Qui-Gon, even. You get these guys while they're still
all right. I buy it.
They have to be sitting in a chair pretending to do an interview. You got to get them while they're young and can still do this kind of stuff. Anyway, moving on.
So here are some improbable name. Here's some weird and wacky credits. We've got Rambo Snyder.
Rambo Snyder. R-A-M-B-O?
Mm-hmm. A-M-B-O. A-M-B-O. Yes.
I always wonder in that situation, is that the person's real? Is the person older than the titular movie character, or does it have? Or is it post? Did someone name their child that in honor of Rambo, or is it a totally unrelated thing?
I would think so.
They just have to constantly put up with people asking them,
Yeah.
Oh, like Rambo, right? Like the movie.
Yeah.
Although do people even remember who Rambo is anymore?
So I don't know. I know Adam went to school with a girl named Smurfette, who was,
Wow. That was her birth certificate name.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
oh my God, that's what blew my mind.
IMDb does not come up with Rambo Snyder on the credits for this movie. So who knows? Maybe it is a. You know what? Who is in the credits on IMDb and in the
Who?
In the actual credits, on-screen credits, Senior Creature Technical Director for ILM.
Senior Creature?
Hello? Yes. Senior Creature Technical Director for ILM, Wade Wilson, a.k.a. Deadpool.
Oh, right. Wow. See, that's one that probably was a coincidence.
Yes. Here another two coincidences that go together.
Yeah.
Daniel Ridley. So you got D. Ridley from Star Wars.
Fake
he
out.
could probably, I wonder if he could make a reservation
Wait,
or something.
The name again? Daniel Ridley?
Daniel Ridley.
I like that because then you imagine it being like it's like Daisy Ridley and Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh yeah.
You almost think it's going to be Daniel Radcliffe, and then it changes to Daniel Daisy Ridley.
Daniel Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
You've also got Harrison Rutherford.
Yeah.
Who's a compositor. Oh, I think he's a compositor for Third Floor. I should ask Eric if he knows him. Harrison Rutherford. Which I wonder, it's another one though. Like, can he get by? Like, what if he makes? I knew a mom once who used to shop at the store whose name was Drew Carey, DRU,
Yeah.
and she said it's great for getting restaurant reservations and stuff like that. That she would always get good treatment beforehand. Then she would show up, and
he should be like Harrison apostrophe F-U-R-D.
Right.
So he's like his
F-O-R-D.
name is Harrison.
But
it actually is Harrison.
Yeah.
But it actually is
it's Harrison Ford, but like Ruther in there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So he could just totally put an apostrophe there.
Mm-hmm.
Contraction it.
And then I found this frustrating.
The whole movie?
Yeah. 149 episodes in, let me tell you. No, it's frustrating because you have costume trainee Joanna East.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got look development and lighting artist Neil West. And then you've got visual effects artist Henry South. But then you've got, animatronic designer Simon Northcott, concept artist Brett Northcutt, but no, just North. Nobody's just North. You got an East, a West, and a South, and you got these almosts, but there's no North.
We should check with some of those Norths. Maybe some of them have North as like a nickname. Like people call them North just around the office.
There are no Norths. That's what I'm saying. You got Northcott and North whatever.
No, that's what I mean, but people just call them that.
Oh, right.
Like the way we call
like, didn't they call you North once? I heard somebody just call you North once. Can we just put that in as the credit?
You'll fulfill the prophecy.
It is a little bit frustrating. That's all I'm saying. We gotta. It's so there's so many people in this. You could almost play. It's like infinite monkeys in here. You could probably find a lot of good stuff. But,
I'm glad you're not in charge of a huge company because you'd be hiring people based on the fact that their names correspond to different things. Oh, look, we could have a Eastman and a Laird working together. It'd be awesome.
Totally.
Something like that.
I feel like I have done that kind of a thing in the past. But yes, and but I will note, as I was going through looking for Pete's, there's an awful lot of Lukes in this movie, working behind the scenes here.
I guess that kind of name. What's that thing? Name making destiny?
I guess I don't know, but you probably got it a lot. Kind of like, I don't know. Growing up, I don't know. Maybe not, but I don't know. There's a lot of Lukes in this film, so I got maybe that's just more of a, since Star Wars came out, it's more of a popular name.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think it's more a reaction to the popularity of these are kids who are all probably born in the 80s, so they're all from the Luke Skywalker, the rapper, not
right. They're all named after Two Live Crew.
Yeah, exactly, after Two Live Crew. I think that's probably more the phenomenon.
That makes sense. I'll buy that.
Any other kooky credits you wanted to call to our attention?
That's all I had for this minute.
I apparently some things we did not notice in the film, which might be interesting. One of these I went back and checked, and so in the scene where Holdo and Leia are talking about instigating the Holdo maneuver, like, even if we haven't abandoned the ship, someone is gonna have to stay behind to drive the Raddus. And apparently, C-3PO is standing like sort of behind them.
Right.
It's like Leia and Holdo, and then 3PO is kind of in the middle between them. And as he hears them saying, well, someone's going to have to stay behind and leave the ship, 3PO like slowly starts backing away as if he thinks they're going to make him do it. And I don't know if that's what was their intention. It's watching it adds a layer of almost like...
Because we joked about that could have been C-3PO's turn to shine. That's funny that he...
But so in that scene, because at the moment you're all caught up in the motions of Leia and Holdo being, but it's funny to think about that. So apparently, when Finn is in the the arrested in the Canto Bight sequence, and one of the cops says he's charged. They charge him with 27B-6. Of course, all those Gilliam heads out there know that in the movie Brazil, the order for domestic duct repair order is 27B-6, and that winds up playing a part in the movie. So,
Brazil, perfect example. Box set of all the different versions available to purchase.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And you have to wonder, because I remember the one I got came with like the one the studio wanted to put out. Right. And I'm like, how many people wind up watching that one, do you think?
Yeah, for all the ones that I've, I own the the like 3 different cuts of Blade Runner set and the 2 different cuts of Dune set, and I don't end up watching any of them that much.
Yeah.
But I want them. I'll buy them. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
This is apparently the first movie not to end with a Skywalker in the final frame. Up until now, I think Luke, Leia, or Anakin have been in the final shot of every episode number.
Right, not
obviously not Rogue One or Solo.
But, I'm trying to think of... Well, Solo hasn't happened yet. No, it's available now on digital and Blu-ray, but it hasn't come out yet.
Right, but I don't remember what the last shot is in it.
I'm trying to remember. Star Wars ends with...
the medals.
Right. Then Empire ends with them looking at the galaxy thing.
Uh-huh.
And then Return of the Jedi has the party.
Uh-huh.
And then...
Episode 1 is the Anakin at
Peace, right?
Augie's municipal band.
Uh-huh. How does
then
with them getting married?
Them getting married.
And then and the Frankenstein? Is Frankenstein the end of Revenge of the Sith?
No. It's Owen and Beru holding Luke and Leia as they look out over the French Horn. So there you go.
And then
that's the reason why this movie destroyed my childhood.
Force Awakens has Luke on the mountain.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right. And then technically this then Episode 9 ends with a Skywalker.
It's true.
We'll get there.
We will get there. Let's see. And the last thing I have is two more things. Daisy Ridley. Someone asked her at one point, "Who do you like more, Baby Yoda or Porgs?" You want to guess as to what her answer may have been? The correct answer is Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
She said Baby Yoda, if only because she was sick of everyone asking her about Porgs. You know what I mean? Because when she was doing the press for this movie, Porgs were a big thing. So
plus, she got to see how the Porg sausage was made. To her, they're not magical creatures. They're like little things with wires. And,
things that break down on the set and cause. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone brought up to, I think Mark Hamill might have brought up to Rian Johnson when Luke turns into a Force ghost. What happens to my metal hand?
Right.
And so Rian Johnson was, aware of it, but he said that the comicalness of a metal hand dropping down and clanking on the ground would undercut the move. So that's why they did not do the metal hand, and thus were all of our childhoods collectively destroyed forever. That's it for me.
Yeah, that's all I had for this one too. I think that could have been done, not a clanking metal hand, but after Luke disappears, you could have just seen, a tasteful shot of the metal hand sitting there on the rock.
Or you don't think that metal hand should be like Thing from the Addams Family?
Yeah, tasteful shot of it on the rock, and then it pops up and walks away.
And then one of the fingers is like a lightsaber, and then it's like the hand is even a Jedi.
Where
so
it pops up, it walks over to the corner, and then pulls the screen over to the side, and it's like a page curl, a transition to the next scene.
Like that would be some cool wipes. They should totally get more involved. The wipe technology. I guess that'll wrap up minute 149. Is that what we just did?
149, yeah.
149.
Let me tease 150. A lot of Pete's.
Oh,
so
a lot of Pete's in 150. Oh boy. All right. So people should tune in for that. And you know what else they should do? I'm going to plug my own stuff here. Pete, what was the thing we set up for my graphic novels? StarWarsMinute.com/comics.
A-Rob or Alec or comics. I forgot which goes where, but they both go to your books. So
yeah. So
they just in different places.
Yeah. So check those out. You order some graphic novels of mine. If you're curious as to the other creative side of me. And join us here tomorrow for another brand new Star Wars Minute.